Hi and welcome to Tuesday Weekly Live. And I'm very sorry, but a few weeks I didn't have any opportunity to come online. But here we're back again, and I hope you're joining me. Let me know in the comments. We're on Facebook, in the group, on the pages, Violin for Beginners page, and we are on YouTube. So if you're there, let me know. But if no one's there, it's no problem because it was really short notice. I know that, and yeah, I've got one like already, so that's great. Great to have you here, and you can always re-watch this video because I'm gonna keep that online. Right. So what are we gonna talk about today? Well, it's actually maybe the most important topic of all, because you can study and practice and practice and practice and get your techniques all correctly, wonderful, beautiful. But what is the quality of the sound? That's the thing, what it's all about. So the quality of the sound, we how do we determine that? How do we sound like a pro? That's the topic, right? How to sound like a pro. Well, it's not about left. Yeah, of course, it's a little bit about left hand as well. But it's all about the bow, handling of the bow. Now, there's a lot of bowing techniques. I'm not going through them because it's actually all coming to the real basic of proper bowing, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Are you with me? Do you have your violin out there? And let me hear if some bad habits already occurred and you say, oh, I wasn't aware of that. Oh, I'm glad you were mentioning this because, yeah, I knew, but I didn't realize it at this moment. And that's normal. If you're playing it for a few months, then the basics seem to sort of fade away a little bit. And that's just the time that you really have to check, are all the basics still intact? Like the wrist, everything, like the bow handling, round thumb, round fingers, pinky and thumb, the middle finger are opposite of the thumb, fingers over the bow, place it on the violin. Those are the basics. Is everything still intact? Are you bowing with your upper arm or straight bowing? And that's what it's all about. So, talking about the bowing, talk about sounding great on a violin, sounding like a pro. You can do that even in the beginning. And this is how. What it all comes to is this. One, the position of the bow pressure, and the bowing speed. Right? Those three items determine how you are going to sound. The position of the bow pressure, and bowing speed. And they have to be in perfect balance. Are you going to play pianissimo? Are you going to play fortissimo? Are you going to play with a mellow tone or a little bit fierce tone? The combination of these three are is the key. Do I say that right? Is the key. The combination, yes. The combination of the three is the key to a proper sound. There you have it. So, thank you for watching. No, I'm just joking. Because I want to show you how. What am I talking about? Okay, first of all, let me show you the first one, the position of the bow. What do I mean with that? Let me see if I can get the angle here. Look at the angle here. Let me see, get that into position correctly. The position, that can be a little bit more to the bridge. Can you see that? Or a little bit more to the fingerboard. And there are major differences in sound. And let me just show you. I'll play the B on the A string. Let me start off with a position really close to the bridge. A bit harsh, isn't it? Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit more towards the fingerboard. total different sound, right? And then, of course, obviously everything in between. Okay? So, what do I mean with bow pressure and bowing speed? Well, those two, simply explained, I can show you by applying too much pressure and too little speed, right? So more pressure, more and a little bowing speed, then you're gonna get, watch your ears, you're gonna get how do you what's that called in October, the Halloween. Well, if it's Halloween, it's gonna be perfect. You need the violin for that. Okay, but all other dates apart from Halloween, we don't want that, right? Now I'm gonna do quite the opposite. I'm gonna apply a lot of bowing speed and no pressure at all, like this. We get this flageolet sound, right? Okay, maybe you can use it somewhere, maybe in jazz or anything. Oh, I do use that in jazz. Or sometimes use that. Okay. Hi, Ju Clue from Germany. Hi, welcome. And I saw Ruthie. I think I saw you as well, Ruth from England. And of course, Georgie. I hope you're there. So welcome. Okay, so that was a little flageolet sound. Now the thing is that if you want to balance between the two, so balancing between bow pressure and bowing speed, right? And then you're gonna get a tone which your neighbors are gonna love you for. And even members of the household, they're gonna enjoy your study. If you get this right, so without scratching, without flageolets. And obviously we need straight bowing. So if you go like that, I'm not gonna talk about that because, right, straight bowing means, let me turn the violin so you can see. If you compare it with the bridge or the fingerboard, it's straight bowing all the way through. And just a little reminder, the upper arm stops in the middle, like that, right? And then from the middle to the tip, the upper arm stays still. And from here, you take it up again. So. And there it goes. And you can pick up your elbow a little bit to have more control of the bow. Sometimes I see people playing that like that. I'm exaggerating, but just to make the point, right? But elbow up. So the elbow goes along with the bow, right? The elbow goes with. You have to help lifting the bow with the elbow, not the shoulder. Keep the shoulder down, just the elbow, right? Just that. Okay, well, those are the basics again. All right, good. Bowing speed, bowing pressure. Now obviously the bow itself has more weight if you're at the frog position than at the tip position. So if I would hold my bow like that, I cannot apply any pressure on the bow. You can see here the weight of the bow, that end, is pressing on the string. Got it? Okay. Now if I do the same at the tip, almost nothing, because there's no weight of the bow on the string, right? Now that's what we do with the right hand, with the arm, with your soul. That's right. All comes from here. Now we're gonna apply the pressure and the bowing speed, And the best exercise you can do, if you're going to play a scale, for instance, but just try it on an open string first, then it's got to sound exactly the same at the frog as at the tip. So if you're doing it right, and you can have someone in your household blindfold or turn the person around, and you're going to play like this. And if you stop, then you're going to ask the person, am I at the frog or am I at the tip? And if he says, I bet you're at the tip right now. Ha ha ha. No, I'm at the frog. Excuse me. And you can even fool them, because I did that once with my brother. I did this. Okay, eyes closed. He said, you're definitely at the tip. I said, take a look. So that's what I mean with balancing between bow pressure and bowing speed. So if you can get it right, so it sounds exactly the same at the frog as at the tip, obviously you need to release the bow a little bit here, because the weight of the bow, you have to help lift the bow a little bit here. And the more we get to the tip, the more pressure you apply. That's the best exercise you can do, the best bowing exercise out there. You don't need any books for that. There's a nice book. Talk about that later. But you don't need a book or anything, just do it by, you have to really focus on what you're doing, right? Okay, so try and get that right. Now that's the first thing. And with the position of the bow, now there's something else. Because if we get the bow pressure and the bowing speed right, but the position of the bow is wrong, then we get something else. Now, if I would play this, I got a fair amount of pressure on the string, right? Okay. If I place my bow a little bit more, can you see that? Oh, hang on. Let me see if I get this. Yeah, you can see. I'm going to put my bow, I play it here. I'm going to turn, is the camera? Yeah, okay. So I'm here. Now I'm going to place the bow here. And I do exactly the same. Doesn't sound too good, does it? At Halloween it will. Great for Halloween. Okay, but the rest of the year, so the placement of the bow is really important. So if you're going to apply pressure and the bowing speed, but you don't have the correct position of the bow, it can sound like this. If I do exactly the same here, sounds perfect, right? Okay, so what I would suggest is, if you want to play mellow, soft passages, right? Just practice that with a scale as well. Mellow tone, warm and soft and lovely. Yeah? Go a little bit more to the fingerboard and less pressure than you would more at the bridge position. Almost no pressure at all. And at the frog, we have to lift it. You see where I am? I'm almost near over the fingerboard here. And I can still play and still make the sound. Exactly the same. And if I go a little bit louder, I would place the bow a little bit more to the bridge. And it's quite difficult to play here at the fingerboard position. You don't use that very often. You can play really soft as well by applying little pressure, little less bowing speed. But it's just that you can use it, right? Okay, now if we go more to the bridge, then it's going to sound a little bit harder. But if I want to play really hard, then I can apply a lot of pressure without scratching, even with a little bowing speed. Listen. I'm on the edge there. You can hear a little scratch there, really on looking to the edges. Okay. You have to search a little bit for the edges, right? But what I mean to say there is you can play really loud, a lot of pressure, even with a little bit less bowing speed and not scratch. But you have to be a little bit closer to the bridge for that. You see the differences? And if really very little bowing speed, little bow pressure as well. So the more pressure, the more speed. That's it. But too much pressure and not close enough to the bridge is going to give you that. So if I want more pressure, more bright, louder sound, I don't do it here, I do that here. You see, that's it actually. So if you want to experiment with that, then this is the way you can do it. Let me give you an example how to practice that. And by the way, hi, I see Crescencia Lulu. Welcome as well. All right, from Germany, Utah, yes. Help my ears, she says. Yes, okay. That's what your house kids are going to say. But not if you do it right. So if you're going to do this, if you want to practice it, first do it on the open string. Let me tell you why. So stay at the same place. So don't wander off with the bow unless you want to get a different sound within the tone. You can wander about a little bit, but try to avoid that. First of all, practice staying at one position, like that. And what you have to focus on is, does it sound exactly the same at the frog as at the tip, right? So maybe you need a little bit less bowing speed and pressure at the frog and a little bit more bow speed and pressure at the tip. That's going to basically give you the same sound at both places. Just on the open string, right? Okay. Now, if that goes well, what you can add is the first, what I call distraction. Distraction, because our focus, what are we training, what are we practicing, that's what I want to focus on. So what am I training, what am I focusing about? The bow pressure, bowing speed, and listening and feeling feeling the place of the bow, feeling the bow pressure, feeling the bowing speed, and listening that everything is completely in balance, right? That's my focus. I need all my focus for that. So just on the open string, no distractions whatsoever, right? Okay, then okay, and if you want to do that, look here where the bow hits the string. Look here, that's going to be fantastic because you can check if you're not going like that. You can check if you're not wandering off, and you can, well, that's, if I look at my violin, this is where I look, because that's where the sound comes from. The soul of my violin, right? That's here. This is the place. So if I look while I'm playing, and I think I often do that, this is where I look, where the sound comes from, looking into the soul of the violin. Does that make sense? To me it does. Right, so no distraction. So first get that right. So you get that on the open string. If that goes right, and you can even do it with your eyes closed, so you're completely dependent on how it felt. You remember that, right? Muscle memory, everything, you know it. So if you know that, how it feels, and you have exactly the same, and if I hear this, if I hear that squeaking sound, the flageolet type sound, I know I'm a little bit too close to the bridge. I don't have to look. I know I'm at the bridge here, so boop, I go back again. This is how it feels. And if I am too far here, I hear it. You can obviously hear it, and you make a little adjustment. Just don't have to look, but take the bow back again. And eventually you're going to feel where it feels right. You're not going to make any mistakes. I'm not looking, but I trust that I'm on the same spot, right? Because it feels and sounds right. So make small adjustments. If it sort of goes to the squeaky sound, make a little correction back. If it goes to that, the Halloween sound, what I call it, and go a little bit backwards, small adjustments on hearing and feeling, right? You don't have to look, but if you look, that's okay, for starters, right? Okay, and then if that goes right, what's the second step? The first distraction. What's the first distraction? You're not going to play a piece by Bach and anything. No, that's too much distraction. Note for note. We're going to do a scale. That's right. Why do I call this the first distraction? Because we're going to see that the fingers are placed right now at the right place. So I have to take a little bit of my focus away to the left hand. But still, see to it that everything with the right hand, what we are essentially are training, that still is right. Now you can even do it with the eyes closed and see to it that it still sounds the same. And if I hear this, bridge, right? Or this, fingerboard. Okay, take it a little bit back. So you can do everything by ear and make corrections on that. Okay, so that's basically it. This is what you have to train. So first open string, no distractions, and then after that try it with a scale. If that goes right, scale, and if everything completely in balance, what you can do is, well, the next step, you can make it up yourself. Two on a bow, three on a bow. And four on the bow, and you can distract more and more and more, and then if that goes right, you're ready to play your exercise or your beautiful masterpiece, your composition. So that's how you build it up. But it's really important to get that basic thing, the right hand, really good. Focus a lot on that, because No matter how much you study, if the right hand technique, the bowing technique is not good, it's never going to sound good. And we want to sound like a pro, right? Am I right or am I right? That's it. Now this is how you do it. Let me see, there's a question here. It's still hard for me to control where I am with the bow. Yes, well, I get that because I'm used to it, but I'm playing violin all my life, so I'm used to it. If I would, yeah, I'm starting with saxophone. I have a soprano saxophone at home right now, and it's difficult. And there I bump into the same things. The note that I need to play, which fingers go down and which don't, and these combinations and everything. I think I can't remember that, but obviously I can, because if I'm gonna study this for a month, 2 months, or maybe half a year, it's gonna be natural. See? It's gonna feel natural. I also compare it with maybe your first driving license in a car, right? Did you do that yet? The first lesson, you get behind the wheel in the car, and if you have to, I still use 3 pedals, right? We're not going to talk about the automatic transmission, just the one you have to work yourself. 3 pedals, right? The clutch, that's the left one, the brake, middle, and giving gas to the right. So, and the first lesson, you're looking at the pedals. Where are they? Okay, and I have to, oh yeah, and where's the gear? Oh yeah, here. Almost hit a bicycle. So, and you have to switch and go around the bend and switch gears to back to 2. The clutch is there, and you're looking at everything and working your way around everything, and also see that you don't bump into anything. But after a while, you're doing everything and you're going around the corners and paying attention to traffic and gearing all the way, and everything goes automatically while you're having a conversation with the person sitting next to you. No problem. And that's what I mean. So you have to get used to it first. So absolutely at first you don't have the control where the bow is. So what you do is first we look. First thing is to look here, right? Where your bow hits the string. That's where look. Focus, and if you go, you see that your bow doesn't wander off. You can see it, right? I can see it wandering. And if you see it going, make small corrections so you keep it in one place. And with looking, you can add the first distraction. But while you're looking, that's it, you have to do 2 things. Listen how it sounds, that's one, and feel how it feels when you have a straight bow all the way and keep it in the same position. How does it feel in your arm? That. And that's what you have to sort of remember. Get into that muscle memory, right? So if you get that right with looking, try to close your eyes and try to focus on the sound and the feel, and maybe you can record it or have someone watch and tell you, well, you're spot on that place. Little adjustment, that's okay, eh? You can have little margin there, it's no problem. Just as long as you don't go boop all the way there or boop all the way there. A little margin is okay, everyone has that. But basically, you know what I mean. You've got to get the feeling, but first you look and try to focus on how it feels while you're looking. And then it's gonna grow into a natural thing. So keep up the study of it, do this every day. So it's gonna be a part of, just like driving every day, it's part of normal routine, what you're used to do, and you have a conversation while you drive in town, right? So this is exactly the same, but this is all about doing it yourself, but you're going to help yourself with that. First look, and then remember the feeling while you're looking. Close the eyes and see that it sounds the same and feels the same. Then you're going to have it. It's going to grow. It needs time. It's a progress, right? So, and I'm playing all my life, studying as much as I can, and I hope to do that until I drop down. And Pablo Casals, cello player. I said that before. Cello player. He toured around the world, the biggest concert stages. He's been on it. He's a huge career. He's in his 90s, practicing every day. In his 90s, with a complete soloist career behind him. And they asked him, Sir Casals, why are you studying 3 hours per day? And he says, because I think I'm making progress. I feel I'm making progress. In his 90s. Best thing that can happen to you. You can always climb further. There's no top, there's no going down. But if you keep up to that, do this daily and it's going to grow and your sound is going to improve. Everybody around you is going to thank you that you are doing that. But especially you, of course, because you want to sound like a pro. This is it. You have to have an excellent bowing technique. That's where the sound comes from, right? And don't forget the left hand, but you're gonna hear soon enough if your intonation is right or not, of course. Goody. So, I want to thank you for watching, but I have a little announcement to make, because I don't know if you knew it, but I have my complete course online. I have, let me get it here. The Creative Violin book, printed version, English and that way, English and Dutch versions. And while I'm pre-selling this book online on my website, creativeviolin.com, I'll give it afterwards. All the videos are from book 1 are on YouTube for free, and the book now it's going to cost a lot more, because you can study with the videos. No method has that. They have backing tracks on a CD or maybe USB or download, but I have videos of every exercise and every song, and it's a great method with lots of music styles and everything. Improvisation training from the very first lesson, everything is in it, and it's all online. But you will need the book, and the book is, while I'm pre-selling it, only $27.97. I mean, other method books are even more expensive without all those features. And I've been teaching my students for 4 years now out of this method, and almost finished with book 2. And wonderful, really great going. And because you can train with the videos, it's going a lot faster. You can see what happens if you're with a teacher once a week. Only one person is going to see what you do, and you see what you have to do only one time, a half an hour a week. And with everything on YouTube, you're going to see it every day, whenever you want. You can replay everything, see it as often as you want, and that's how to do it. So how to do it is on the website. If you want to follow this complete method, right? So go to my website, buy the book for only $27.97, that's it. And everything is included, the backing tracks and the videos. There's a little explanation right after this. So for now, I want to thank you for watching. And yes, I'm gonna do my best to be here next week with the next topic. And if you have any suggestions for a topic, please write that down in the comments. And maybe give me a heads up or a little comment, anything you want. But if you have a topic you really want me to cover, let me know, and maybe your topic is going to be there next week. Thank you for being there, and hopefully seeing you really soon again. Bye-bye. You want to learn to play the violin, and of course with the best violin method, right? Would you like to learn other styles of music on the violin in addition to classical, such as jazz, country, gypsy music, Irish? And maybe you even want to learn to improvise on the violin. Well, you can, from the very first lesson. Do you play? I am Xander Nichting, author of the new violin method, Creative Violin, from which thousands of students are already studying. So what makes this violin method so new? The build-up of the technical skills is the same as the old methods. They are fine and do not need to be reinvented. The new thing is in the music itself. Besides classical, there are many musical styles, as mentioned, jazz, country, gypsy music, Irish, and even improvisation exercises from lesson 1. But what makes this method completely unique is that videos of all the lessons and exercises in the book are also included. You can see very clearly what the intention is and how to do it. I see it in my own students. They progress much faster, but also much better. And in addition, I hardly notice any motivation problems. Of course, the accompaniments of all pieces and exercises are included. You can use them to give beautiful house concerts, or of course use them for recitals in the violin class. And best of all perhaps is the price of it all. €27.97. €27.97. You can buy the book for just €27.97. It is available as ebook, which you can download and get started right away, or you can purchase the printed version, which will be sent to your address. Everything is included, the videos, which are on our YouTube channel, and the accompaniments. Even if you don't have a violin teacher, you can get started with this. All the explanations that a teacher would give you are also explained in detail in the videos. If you want, you can share your progress in the Creative Violin Facebook group that has been set up just for this purpose. Here you will always get positive and professional feedback on your progress, so you can be sure you're doing it right. And this is also completely free. And there are currently more than 6,000 people active in this group. So for less than €28 you have a complete violin method with video instructions that will take you from a beginner to intermediate level. Book 1 closes with Pachelbel's Canon. And you could be playing this in under a year. Click on the link and we will immediately start your violin career together.